this. Phone. Hi, I'm Seamless, and today is Monday. It's July 1st, which, if you've been following my channel, means that this is the beginning of the sale lesson period, which means I have so many lessons, which is a wonderful thing to be doing. And I really do enjoy doing lessons. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, but what we're looking at right now is actually not the hardstyle track from scratch that we've been looking at. I actually do have it open up, but this is, again, if you've been following me on Facebook, you heard me talk about how I've been using the wrong 909 the whole time. And let me show you this. So the 909 I've been using is this, which is 909, it's whatever. And the 909 I wanted was that. And really what I wanted, what I've noticed about other hardstyle producers is that they actually don't use samples, they use an emulator. They use a synth plugin that generates 909, and they have various control over like its attributes, like how long the attack is, what the pitch is, the pitch height, pitch fall, how long it is decay, that kind of thing. And they have control over all of these things, and they force it and they make it to something that sounds more like this before they actually process it. And it has a much bigger impact on the sound than I initially thought it did. You saw me using Harmer, and one of the reasons why I was using Harmer in the first place is because I thought that I could get away with using Harmer's abilities to resample as a way to emulate doing that kind of thing, because I didn't really want to go and get a plugin for just a 909. I probably would if I were like a professional hardstyle producer, but I didn't. However, glory be to that kick that just is right there. So I made this kick, not that kick, that kick. And it's so much better. Like, I can't even believe it, how much better this whole thing is. And I broke it. That's actually not even the kick. I was triggering, I may have broke everything. I actually was triggering this. Whoops. And actually, the funny thing is that when I came back to play this kick, I thought that was like, oh, it could be so much worse. Is that it was a lot closer than I thought it was already. But there was enough sort of subtleties and issues between this. God damn it. I actually made a couple that sounded pretty good. I have a bunch of presets now. In fact, most of the presets that are in my patcher right now, because I haven't brought them over from my previous computer, are mostly hardstyle stuff, which is hilariously misleading. There we go. Even this is a little bit weird though, because I experimented with sort of the reesing, and the reesing is where you just kind of that kind of thing. Other things I experimented with were the usage of direct wave. Direct wave. The purpose of direct wave, wow, it's so small, is it's a sampler, it's a multi-sampler, so you're able to put a synth on a key and you can stretch them around. I just put one whole sample on the entire keyboard, and that's how I'm using it to play a sample. And the primary benefit of doing this, because a lot of the times when people are doing hardstyle and they're using hardstyle kicks on things, there's actually a lot of resampling involved. And I was trying to get away from doing that by just having big complicated chains, and that's something that's perfectly possible. It's just a problem process-wise, because if you remember in the actual hardstyle track, whenever I play, even before I play the thing, the process is just hilarious, and so I decided to actually use recorded samples, and I have a couple of these which simulate layering, because you can change the start time and the pitch of the sample, so it's kind of like you're doing multiple layering on top of each other. And various other controls. This is still very basic. This is a very basic idea of what a kick is, but my study for this particular kick was Brendan Hart stuff, because his is pretty consistent, and I wanted to kind of like make that work out. And this does have a lot more aspects in it that I was trying to get with my original kick than the original kick. And yeah. Yep. Someone's talking about how they have a lesson. That might be Noxid. Is that you? Your lesson's at 3, which is 2 hours from now. I think I sent you a message. If not, I should have. And then I have a lesson with someone at 4, which is 3 hours from now. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm particularly pleased with my progress on Kickens. I might eventually just go and get that one of those 909 emulators, because that seems to be the ticket. But yeah, I just kind of want to show this off. Did I already save this? Is this the save? It's called Hardstyle for Real 1, but I believe it's actually Hardstyle for Real 5. Just to be safe, I'm going to save it as this, because I actually want to put this in the song. Is why I'm showing this to you. 14 hours at 6 p.m. Oh, so you're Orion. That's you. Well, I should have. I mean, I believe I was right when I said 14 hours. I'm still talking to someone in the chat. I believe I was right. I was right when I said 14 hours in there. Time conversion is hard, which is one of the reasons why I'm really glad that my website's almost done, because one of the things that it does is that it automates the booking of appointments for lessons, and it does time zone conversions for whoever is doing it already. So they don't even see it in my time zone. They see it in their time zone, and that'll be so much better. Yeah. So let's go to the real track. So I'm gonna play through what I got so far, and then we'll get to replacing the kick with this new one. Although, like, I don't know how much I care. I mean, I do care a little bit. A lot about why the kick in this particular one doesn't work has more to do with the mix than anything else. It does. The qualities that I want are still there. It's just that I learned a little bit more about efficiency. But let's begin. I forgot all about the printer style.
Glory be to the modulators of the universe. We must all modulate our lives. The spectrum of our souls must change, so that we may all record a modulator. I'm recording a modulator. This is my modulator.
It just played the same thing twice, but I really wanted to hear that again. Oh boy, so I am like super happy with how many people in the chat absolutely hate what this sounds like right now. But that's okay. I'm making an executive decision to make this printer style. Yeah. So you saw how the CPU was like dying when I was playing the middle part here? It's because of two things. One thing, oh my god. One thing is because the patcher that is the kick in this song is way overblown. And the other thing is because I'm using Serum on the lead, which is very CPU heavy. Combined, by the powers combined, I have no CPU. So this is why, it's one of the reasons why I'm going to switch out this kick for the new one, because that one uses like 1/8 of the CPU that this one does. And this should be a lot better. So yeah. I don't know if okay, so I know that like, oh my god, work. Who? Oh crap. I guess I got an email back from Google. Oh, okay. Nice. Short story. Somebody very didn't even try very hard to remix my track connector, upload it on a service called Route Note, and it's basically like an automatic label where it puts their stuff up on like iTunes or whatever. And they put it, that got up on Google Play, which got up on YouTube, and I actually got hit for Content ID on my own song because someone ripped it off. So I hit them back, and I believe it to have been successful. I forgot what the fuck I was doing because I was trying to check the goddamn timer. Whatever. All right, so I'm gonna save this. Hardstyle track. Okay. It's very obviously this one, and then I'm gonna replace it with the other one. Anyway, I was gonna say that the whole point of this hardstyle thing was basically to see if I could do hardstyle. And whoa, that goes really far down. And what I discovered is that most fans of hardstyle would agree that I cannot. However, if I were to ask them why, or if I were to ask them what they thought, real hardstyle was, they would all disagree, and they would all think that they were, like, each of them, everyone else in this fictitious sample size of people that I would ask were just as wrong as I am, which just means I can't take anyone's word on it anymore. So I'm basically done adhering to popular consent. And this is just about me now, which is why I'm sticking with the printer style, because fucking it's just too good. It's awful. I know it's awful, but it's the best kind of awful. And I'm having a lot of fun with that. Let's put my MIDI back on. I kind of need that. My CPU is still amazing. I wonder why. I don't have. Okay, so we're gonna need to do some fixing. Well, that's amazing. Did you not load? No, you didn't. Neither did you. Because why would you have? At least I know where that sound was. Is it going to undo all my settings when I do this? Alright. Okay. But then you're not playing. You broken? Right now it's saving. This really should have been easier. Oh my god. I may have broken it. DirectWave actually has been crashing. Yeah, I totally broke it. Cool. Awesome. Awesome, we can start. Let's try this again. I think I better save a copy of this before I fuck with it. Switch off unused plugins. It's probably smart. More CPU. Okay, so this is obviously like very obviously not a CPU plugin, CPU issue, because my CPU is ridiculous. This is vast. It's not necessarily overkill, but for what I'm doing, it shouldn't be just fine. Where's that switch off on use plugin option? It's a thing I almost never use. Is it macros? Smart disable. I'm pretty sure I have that on. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure like the problem actually is in this patcher is because patcher doesn't multi-thread. Like the patcher itself does, but anything inside patcher does not. So something that would normally be much more efficient and multi-threaded, like Harmer, is all forced to be on a single thread. So all of this business, all of this bullshit inside this patcher is on a single thread, which is a little stupid. Tools macro smart disable. I'm pretty sure I already had that on. But yeah, oh man, this is pitched wrong too. That's gonna be fun to get this back in the right key. But I am gonna make this work. So I'm gonna save this. Apparently, gonna save us a new version, which was what I wanted to do. Oh my god. Okay, well, it did that. That's fine. Okay, I guess I'll make this one the one where I change it. So let's try and do this in a new patcher instead of a. No, this should work this way. This really should. The fuck doesn't it save it for? See, did you? Okay, see, this time it worked. It's got the reverb, but not the bass for some reason. Wait, shit! This is what crashed it last time. No. I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna wait a second. This is a wonderful expenditure of my time. Piece of shit. So what's the problem here? The other one loads. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Let's try this again. I have a new plan. Not that it appears to matter. How are you guys doing? How are things? How's life? Dude, having a good time? Yeah. Someone in the chat asks, "What do I have any idea what next to Tracks from Scratch is going to be?" I have an idea. It's not going to be future based, and it's not going to be trap. I'll probably do both of those things eventually, but for the time being, it's not either of those things. What it's going to be is the very next one is just going to be me dicking around doing some like stupid ultra bassy super dubsteppy thing, just because I want to let loose and do something stupid. Let's replace you with a MIDI out. I want to get rid of this patcher first and then replace it with the right one. That's the plan. So now what gets me is that didn't reduce the CPU usage too much. In fact, if I were to just play this. Just for shits, let's turn this on, because maybe I don't have it on. Whoa! So I did not have that on at all. Good call, whoever that was in the chat. Yeah. I am also using a shit ton of Valhalla Room, which is not the most CPU efficient thing in the universe. To jump style. I'm gonna be done with style for a while. All right. Okay, one more time. If this doesn't work, then I'll just have to leave it alone and just work on other stuff besides the kick. It's direct wave bullshit. Okay, so you worked. See, the sample it's trying to load. I could just delete them and do them again. It's up here somewhere. It's this one. patcher might not work with Smart Disable on. I think it does, because every single thing in this track is in patcher, which is... I have to rethink my patcher strategy. Okay, so if I play this, it worked for one hit. Why? God damn it. See, okay, I have these guys doing their thing, but I actually have the source still here. I actually think that this might not be the, yeah. Let's there it is. Or was it G? I forget what note. I might be the wrong. I'll find out in a second when I try to play it. But I made that one sound the way that I wanted it to, and then I recorded just this. And then put them in the direct waves. All right. If this crashes, I'm just going to leave it to the old kick and not fucking worry about it. I can't access this, can I? Okay, actually, here's a test. What if I did this? Do you work? Yes. Yes, you do. That's weird. So, to that end... I'm gonna be really mad at deleting it. Crashed everything. It's too distorted. Someone in the chat just said the kick was too distorted, and this. I'm not saying that like that you're wrong, because it really is an opinion. And here's the thing about it being an opinion is that like. Back to the whole like every Hardstyle is different or whatever. I went through so much research to try and find like like what is the Hardstyle kick. And I arrived at the Bread and Heart one because it seems like an average of all of the Hardstyle kicks I've heard, and like the variation in Hardstyle is dead. The variation that I encountered in Hardstyle, like, is pretty intense. Has this been a black screen for like the whole time? Oh my god. I might elect not to put this on YouTube. Alright, so I'm just gonna do regular. I'm not even gonna try and force it. What was I saying? Yeah, like the variation between one track to the next track between the kick was large. And I don't have a problem with that, but like the whenever anyone would like say what they didn't like about my kick, dude, the only thing that anyone could agree on was that they didn't like my kick. But whenever they would say like one thing, make them do more or less or whatever, like the examples that they give me were so far apart from each other that there was no way I can't see anyone ever having any kind of consensus on anything. Okay, Smart Disable engaged. Let's see if it'll work. That does seem to actually function. Cool. So how much time do I have left in this part? 5 minutes. Yeah. Cool. Great. What happened to Patreon? That's a weird thing to ask about. I don't really need it. Patreon exists to help people who do not have like revenue streams for their free content. Usually, it began as for YouTubers, people who made videos on YouTube or whatever that required funds to make, and they put it out for free, and so they didn't really have a recourse other than like something like Kickstarter. But Kickstarter doesn't apply to everything, so they use Patreon to supplement that. And I did do that initially for tutorials. However, I actually do have quite a few real revenue streams now that support the videos, so that means that I don't really need to ask people for donations or whatever. I can just say, like, if you want to support me, I mean, you can go buy my music, you can go buy t-shirts, you can buy posters, you can get lessons, you can watch the videos because I get money from that too. So it isn't really, yeah. There's that. Okay, so What do I even want to be doing right now? All right. One thing I wanted to try and do was actually integrate this lead to be kind of involved with the printer step lead in the second time it comes back around. The baseline jumps around a little too much, too low, too high. And someone would say that, except that I could show you extremely popular examples, and I don't even know that popular is a wonderful metric to have, of people who've done farther with their kicks than I have. Like, the Brendan Hart stuff is actually a wonderful example, which is one of the reasons why I chose him, because he did melodic stuff like what I'm trying to do here, and did a pretty good job with that, and sort of did what I wanted. I mean, there is a little bit of selection bias because I did just find stuff that I thought sounded good, which actually has a pretty big chance of meaning that I didn't find good examples, because like a lot of people, a common theme that I got from people who commented on stuff on YouTube was that they would say things like, "Oh, I don't really like hardstyle, but I like this a lot," which is indicative of the fact that this is probably not really wonderful hardstyle. And I have come to terms with that. I'm okay with this idea. People saying Brendan Hart kind of sucks. What they really like before Brendan Hart, I would look at like noise controller stuff from every era of noise controllers, because apparently noise controllers isn't even hardstyle anymore or something. Like Audio Freak, Frontliner, who else? Tweakas. A lot of people with Z's in the name. I looked at mixes from the big cons, the festivals, DEF CON, Climax. There was another one, I don't remember the name of it. But like, I got a pretty good average of the stuff, and the Brendan Hart and to a certain extent noise controllers kind of exemplified the stuff. You know what I mean? Actually, this might be kind of funny. What if I did the bass line? What if this sound I used the bass line of the progression in there? I don't think I'm going to keep the progression doing that. I'm going to keep it doing plucky things. Is this already unique? Wow, okay. I gotta go get the filter back from the other thing. That is way too low. And you're muted for some reason. Because of the filter. Okay, Liso Tulani, I have seen you say the thing about the reverb. I will deal with it when I deal with it. I'm not doing that right now. He was saying that the reverb makes the kick lose the punch, and there's certain parts of those moments where I kind of don't want them to have punch, but for the most part, you're right. And I did something somewhere where I right here. This is, whoa, that's good. The part's done. Right here, there's a big reverb hit, and this is the reverb where I mix it in there to try and preserve the bit of the punch. But I'll do that for some of them, but I won't do that for all of them. What the fuck was I doing here? Yeah, so I want this pattern to be in this progression. This is what's up. Actually, what I'm gonna let's make this easier. Let's put this in just anything else. Doesn't need to be. God damn me, monitors. Monitors. No. I at least want to. I don't have time for this. If I had all the time in the world, I would not go to the next part yet. But I kind of wanted to get 4 half-hour-long videos in before I do my next lesson. This is part of my absolutely wonderful failure to properly schedule time during July for streams. So that was good. Good job, Seamless. Yeah, it should work. So I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to keep the pitch change that happens with it. I don't know. I don't remember which one of these is the real one. Is this the real one? No, because this doesn't have the right pattern. That was easy. And also because the volumes are off. That was pretty good. So in the next part, I'll put in some other shit. Good times. For those of you watching on YouTube, if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as usual, have a nice day. This is where I hit the off button. I'm never prepared for this.